Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, finally, let's talk about it. The WBA has rewrote the wrongs, and boxing is starting to rewrite some of its wrongs from 2021, because I told y'all a long time ago, I told y'all towards the latter part of 2021 that in 2022, we got to set a new standard in boxing. It's got to be the year of no excuses and no dishonor. And basically, what wound up happening was the WBA has now ordered Gervonta Tank Davis to fight Rolando Rolly Romero. And I love this news, because this was a fight. If you guys go back and watch my initial thoughts video on this fight, this was a fight that I was very excited for when it first got signed, because I really felt like, even though Rolly has shown some, he's still raw and he's still shown some things, some weaknesses, I still think Rolly has the combination, the very nice blend of athleticism, physical strength, and you can call it delusion, but I'll call it self-belief. I think he's got a lot of tools to give Gervonta Tank Davis a very, very tough fight, and one of the toughest fights of his career. And funny enough, a lot of people, myself included, thought that Gervonta Davis was going to have a much easier time with Isaac Cruz than he did, and that wasn't the case. And he showed some flaws in that fight. And I think if Rolly puts it together, which I know he's capable of doing, I think Rolly has a chance to not just give him a tough fight, but potentially beat him. And now it looks like he may have to beat him, Tank, because it's very important that the WBA is ordering Tank to fight Rolly Romero. And look, it's a good fight. It's a hell of a fight. First of all, forget the fight for a second. The promotion for this fight, the build-up, that's really what I think has a chance to be to completely just steal the show, because Rolly, he just knows how to tug on the heartstrings, tug on the emotions of people. You either hate Rolly or you don't love, or you love Rolly. There's no in between. He's a polarizing figure in boxing. And when you get people like Rolly, it's good for the sport. You need characters like him. You need people like him that are gonna get people emotionally invested in the fight. And I really believe that fight will be one of the better fights of the year. You're gonna get Gervonta Davis going in there trying to knock his head off. You're gonna get Rolly in there going in there trying to knock his head off. Rolly's very athletic. I mean, you gotta think about it, right? When it comes to Rolly, this is a fighter that didn't really have the most amateur experience. Has done a lot of learning on the job. His last fight against Anthony Yiggett, Yiggett's a 140-pounder who came down to he came in overweight or whatever, and he's an Olympian from, I think, Sweden. Solid fighter, nothing special, but a solid fighter. And Rolly beat the shit out of him and stopped him. He fought Jackson Mourinho, somebody else who had a lot of top amateur experience and was looking at being one of the dark horses at 135. I thought he lost that fight. A lot of people thought he lost that fight, but it was still a good experience. He's been in there and tested himself and showed that he had the nuts to take these tough, higher risk, low reward fights that a lot of fighters didn't want, and he's been able to come out on top, on paper at least. So he's got 13, 14, 15 fights, not a whole lot of fights in the professional ranks, and he had the balls to step into to Gervonta Tank Davis. And sometimes in boxing, it doesn't come down to skills. Sometimes it's not always about skills. Sometimes it's not always about how nice your jab is, or how athletic you are, or how hard you punch. Sometimes it just comes down to who really believes in himself, who's got the biggest amount of courage and balls to go for the gusto. And Rolly has that. And I want this fight to happen, because I really think this fight right here will ignite the 135-pound division. The 135-pound division, and people hate when I say this, but it's the truth. The 135-pound division is one of the most overrated divisions in the entire sport of boxing. Is there a lot of talent? Yes. Are there a lot of bright young stars? 100%. Does it have a lot of potential? Probably more potential than any weight class in boxing. But in terms of what's actually happening, we can see talking, all right? And not much fighting. That's why I don't like this weight class like that. But this is a fight where I feel like once it happens and it delivers, it'll prompt the other guys in the weight class, like the pretenders, and you guys know who they are. I don't gotta say their names. The pretenders to start fighting people in the fights that the public wants to actually see. So I'm happy this happened. Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellaby, all parties involved. They try to do really wrong. I mean, I don't know what happened with that girl. I'm not gonna pretend to know or anything. I just know that Rolly didn't do it, and I knew that it was bullshit all the way back in October. So now that that's been cleared up, and now that his wrongs have been he's been proven innocent. Now it's time for Rolly to get that fight and get his payday, because it's fucked up. The guy showed the heart, the courage, and the balls to want to fight Tank, signs the contract, makes the fight happen. And this dude wasn't to buy his mama house. I mean, I was at City Athletic Boxing Gym with him like a week after all that stuff came out, and he was very pissed off about how he felt he was being wrong because he wanted to buy his mama house. And these fighters always want to put themselves and their families in better positions. And when you get to that point and you get it all taken away from you just because of accusations, that's fucked up. And I know for Rolly, it's made that fight with Tank just that much more personal. And I know Gervonta Davis don't like Rolly, so he's already taking it personal. And they have their history that they have from years ago. So when you get these fights where there's two fighters that can punch the way these guys can punch, and they have a genuine dislike for each other, that creates for a great promotion, that creates for a great build-up, and that creates for just an amazing night of boxing. And just so long as they put a decent undercard on, it's going to be a satisfactory night of boxing for the fans. So make this shit happen. We want to see it happen. I don't want to hear about Kambosos. I don't want to hear about Haney. I don't want to hear about nobody else in the PBC Mayweather stable fighting Gervonta Davis other than Rolando Rolly Romero. And anything else is just going to be unsatisfactory. It's not gonna be good enough. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys make it that what you will. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dang It. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.